Hello, I'm Mbweha. You can call me Ben of Team Relentless, and this is part 2 of how to play Star Wars Legion on Tabletop Simulator. Let's go ahead and dive right in right away. Hopefully you've already checked out the first video. It was all about how to download Tabletop Simulator and get the actual mod. If you didn't, the link is in the description. I've gone ahead and pretended to deploy parts of armies. We're going to pretend that both armies are fully deployed and we're ready to start playing. So if I'm ready to start playing, get rid of the deployment overlay. Whoop. And then get rid of those ugly but useful grids. So I go to options grid and take off those lines, and now I'm ready to actually play the game. And just like in a regular game of Star Wars Legion, I'm going to select the card that I want. I'm going to use the F key to flip it, and then I'll play it. So I'm going to play Sabotage Communications, Don't Tell, and then I put it out on the table. I'm ready to play. Also, if you're playing in a tournament, you're probably going to be running a clock. So you start this clock right here. It's preset to 3 hours, but you can right-click it to reset it to various things. There are also chess clocks, which are some people love, like me, and some people are more nervous about, and we can talk about that another time. But there are chess clocks built in, and you can unlock those with the L key and put them in more convenient locations and that sort of thing, whatever you want. So yeah, let's say that we're going to play the game here. So I flip over my card, and it's round 1, and I've got Sabotage Communications. Whoa, Ben, how are you making that card bigger like that? I'm holding the Alt key. Whatever object you're on, when you hold Alt, it makes it bigger. So for these cards, so you don't have to zoom in like this. You can be way far away and hold Alt, and then you can easily read it. So I'm going to give an order to a Special Forces or Operative unit, and then I kind of just take this card and put it over here. So here are my activation tokens. They're all stacked up right here, and I'm going to give an order to my I'm going to cheat and give an order. I know it doesn't say that I know that I can't do this, but I don't care. I'm going to give an order to my airspeeder, just for the sake of example. Pretend that I played ambush, because it really doesn't matter. And then we're going to go over how to actually manipulate the units, so we'd be ready to play, right? So let's pretend that I get to go first, and my foolish opponent thought that they would be safe back there from my airspeeder, but don't they know it? They have surge to crit now. And let's say that I want to activate this airspeeder right away. So what I'm going to do is, with the token is going to, when I click act, it is going to grab the closest heavy unit on the board that belongs to red player. So with only one, I can be all the way over here and click activate, and it'll grab it. But generally, you stick it right next to it, click act, and then almost immediately kind of move it around somewhere else. You can see it highlights the units that has activated, and then there's all of these wonderful little tools here that we can use. So first of all, let's imagine, because it's a repulsor vehicle, I'm going to do my compulsory move, and I could do it at the beginning of my turn or at the end of my turn. I'm going to choose to do it at the beginning of my turn, so I'm going to click the move button, and it generates this wonderful move tool. Well, there it is, and I can fly over this because I can fly. If I wanted to use a different speed, I could switch the tool to 2 or to 1, or if I wanted to reverse, which you can't do in a repulsor, but the B button would pull that up in the back. So I've got my speed 3 because I said it's my compulsory move, so I can't make it shorter anyway. And I'm going to start flying towards those troopers. So I left click and drag it around where I want. And when I'm ready to move, I click the full button, and it automatically sticks it right there at the end. So one of the nice things about TTS is you actually can get like perfectly precisioned moves. So there I've made my single move, and I don't have an actual range tool in this game, like a range finding tool like I would have in real life. So what I would click now is the range button, because if it were a real game, I'd want to know how far away I am from things. Oh, I already have them in my sights. But when I clicked that, for some reason, see how it got all wonky? Yeah, I don't know why that happens. Sometimes that happens. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to click full again, and it goes right back there. Maybe I change my mind and go, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to go there. I'm going to go back to the start. Now, first of all, some people might be like, whoa, you moved it, right? So it is considered kosher when playing Tabletop Simulator to move to the end of your template and check your range so that you can get an accurate range, and you're totally allowed to go back. That is considered getting out a movement tool and getting out a range stick, which you're allowed to do at any time on the game. In real life, right? You can always use a movement tool and a range tool. So this is totally kosher to do and go, actually, I changed my mind and go back and do something different. Just FYI. Let's imagine that this is my move here. So I am going to click done. If I don't click done and I wanted to move again, let's pretend that I wanted to move again. If I can immediately click the move 3 button, but watch what happens now if I decide to change my mind. Now if I decide to change my mind and click start, oh no, it goes all the way back there because I never clicked the done button. So just FYI, sometimes that happens and people are confused. Wait, why'd that happen? It's because if you did your first full move, if you did not click that you were done, then that could have happened. So here I am, I'm done, and I want that range up like that. You can see it shows me the arcs, it shows me the ranges. The numbers generated above the enemy unit leaders, my opponent's unit leaders, are the range that it's at, and they're only accurate if both are like perfectly flat. If my airspeeder is off on my z-axis, if it's tilted somehow, then those numbers will be wrong. But the circles, the donuts, will still be accurate. So the donuts are the accurate way of measuring something, not the numbers above them. The numbers above them are helpful, but can sometimes be wrong. All right, so I've got my range here. Hey, you know what? I'm going to aim and I'm going to shoot. So I click aim, and that automatically pulls a little aim token over for me. And then what I would do is I would actually go toss this next to my dice roller over here because I'm about to use it. And then I would click attack, and it pulls up, well, who do you want to attack? And I could click any enemy unit that's on the board, and I'm going to look and say, well, it looks like this one's going to have heavy cover, but I see that these crates are light. So I'm going to try to take out this mortar that's in light cover. I'm going to put it right there. So I move, aim, and fire. And so it draws this line, which represents the two-dimensional plane that goes from the center of the attacking unit to the center of every mini in the opponent's unit. Actually, you know what? Let's not attack the mortar just so you can see how it goes to all the others. So you can see here it's showing that plane would intersect all of this stuff, and so it would matter because not only does it intersect it, but parts of the models are blocked. And by the way, you can click the silhouette button because everyone loves silhouettes, especially me. I don't love silhouettes. Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. So you can pull up your silhouettes like that as well on your troopers, and then you're good to go. So now I'm ready to move over and make my attack. I believe, what do they even attack with? 3. I haven't played air speeders in a while. Now I need to generate my attack roll. So I've got 3 red attack dice and 3 black attack dice, and I brought my aim over here. Because I said I took it and I knew I was about to roll. But you can see you can generate those like that. Now I'm about to roll my dice. There are 2 ways to roll your dice. You can click the roll button, or you can highlight the dice and press the R key. Whichever method you do, there is a sportsmanlike way of doing this in TTS because the physics are they're pretty good. But it can be a little wonky. So what you want to do is you want to click the roll button like, I don't know, 3 to 6 times, kind of jam on the roll button or highlight it and jam on the R key, all in a row, and then stop and then move your mouse away. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to roll and I move my mouse away. That way there's absolutely no confusion about how the dice landed the way that they did. Sometimes people will get a little bit laggy when they do this, and they'll go, oh no, I'm lagging, and then they'll hit roll again, and it makes it just seem weird, and then you have to get into this awkward situation where it's like, well, do you re-roll the whole pool? Like, so just jam on that roll key and stop and let the dice fall as they may. If dice are cocked on top of each other, you go with whatever is on the display. If dice are cocked on top of each other, go with whatever's on the display. All right, I need to re-roll 2 dice, so I'm going to re-roll this red die and this black die. So I pull those to the side so that they don't fall onto the other dice and mess with them. And maybe I just pull those over there like that. So to select multiple things, highlight the box, grab it, and then make sure you deselect by left-clicking somewhere else. I'm using my aim token, so I'm going to grab it and press the delete key. I could right-click and go to delete as well. Right-click and go to delete down there. And anyway, I'm going to highlight these 2, and I'm going to jam on the R key a little bit and let them fall. And so I've got a beautiful pool of, with Surge to Crit, these 4 crits right here, and that 1 hit would be lost to cover. I'm going to leave those out until I need to roll again, especially if the game is being cast, if I'm playing in a tournament, because then people can go back and look and see what they are. All right, blue player now needs to make 5 red saves, so they're going to generate 5 dice right here, and then they're going to do the same thing, jam on roll and move away. And oh no, they forgot to bring aggressive tactics, and they're going to lose 3 models. Another note, don't generate your defense dice until the attack pool is all the way done being rolled. And the reason why is when you click this button to generate a defense die, if your opponent is mid-roll, it can mess with the roll and make it laggy. And again, it's just sort of like kosher to wait until you know exactly how many saves you're going to be making. So now they would lose 3 models, and here they go. These are dead, and the attack is over. So those are not the models that you would actually lose, but we're not worried about actually thinking about how to play the game intelligently right now. When I'm done with the attack, I can click done, or if it's the end of the activation, I can just click end. Either way, it doesn't matter. And that flips it over, and I stick it over there, and I'm good to go. And then it would be my opponent's turn. I am going to act as blue player to show you what would happen with these core troops. Just FYI, so I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to grab a face-up token here. I want you to notice that because these are both core troopers, that this will grab whichever one it's closest to. So if I set it here and click act, it's going to grab the shore troopers. And if I set it here and click act, it's going to grab my mortar. Now it matters which one I pick because of the way the movement tool works. There is this next button. You'll see people click next to be like, oh, I selected the wrong one. So they click the next. Well, watch what happens when I click the movement tool now. It thinks it's moving the mortar. So that's not going to work, is it? So make sure that you set it, if you're dealing with models of the same type, unit type, that have different size bases, you have to make sure that you set it right next to it and activate the right one and then move it around. All right, their activation is done. They dodge and stand by because they're terrified. Oh, I forgot to show you something about the attack tool. Ooh, I'm not going to reshoot the whole video because I forgot to show you this. But there were, right here, there's a wound generator, a suppression generator, and an ion generator. But also all of those tokens are in the token bank over here. So if you needed any of the tokens, they're all over here, ready to grab. I don't see the specific Bosk bomb. It's okay. Just use a proton bomb. It's going to be okay. Yep, there we go. There's some tokens generated. Alrighty, and so let's also talk about how when you activate a core unit, how to move multiple units in here all cohesively with cohesion. So if I'm going to activate a core unit, I click the move just like I did with that speeder, and say I want to run on over here. I could click full, or I could grab them and say I just want them right over here. But oh man, see how it keeps popping up like that. That's kind of a pain. Let's say that I wanted to hide over here. I want to hide, but I want to get as close as I can. So you can, repeatedly try to like chuck it and hope you get lucky. Or this is what I like to do. Some players hold the N tool and they nudge. Holding N lets you nudge things. But as you can see there, I just clipped all the way through that, which I don't want to do. What I like to do is I like to hold my left and right click down at the same time, and this pushes it flat down against the surface, and then I can slide it where I want it, and then I can let go of both buttons at the same time. Okay, it automatically pulls up my cohesion bubble. Sometimes it puts that in the wrong place and you have to regenerate it like that, just FYI. And then I can, again, use that same force it down. Sometimes that movement tool gets in the way. The reason why I'm not getting rid of the movement tool is just in case something were to happen where I felt like, oh no, I really need to, redo the whole movement. Even if I get all the way to here, if something, oh no, oops, and now I can go all the way back to the start position if I need to, for some reason, do that. So that is why I like to do it like that, and that's the cohesion. So that holding left and right click down will force it down, so you can kind of slide things right into where exactly you want them base to base with other objects. So that's how you do that. Now, the other thing to show you about activating units is how the stack works. Well, how do I use my stack? So once you need to draw from your stack, you click stack, and it automatically shuffles it here. But you'll see most people, like a person with a tick, hit that shuffle button a bunch after they stack it. It doesn't matter. Once it's there, it's stacked, it's shuffled, and you're good to go. And then you just draw off the top. These are already face-up tokens, but they're hidden from me. So when I draw, it'll already be face-up, and I'm good to go. There it is. Yay! And then I can go activate my ATRT and do its thing, and then I draw again. Let's imagine that it's the end of the round. So I've activated everything. Once I've activated all of the things, and it's the end of the round, I need to do some cleanup at the end of the round, right? So one of the things that I need to do usually is remove one suppression from everything. And guess what? There's a button to do that. It'll remove one suppression from every stack. So this is when, if that shore trooper got shot at, again, it would be important to not put the suppression like that. If the suppression is in 3 different stacks and I click the remove suppression tool, all 3 of those are going. Stack it up so that there are 3. Now when I click the remove suppression tool, it will just remove 1. Voila. Now it's down to 2. The other thing is you can click the return tokens button. This will automatically return any aims, dodges, standbys, command tokens, and surge tokens as well to the respective players' stacks and all that. So you can click that and everything zooms back. If only one player needed for some reason to bring their tokens back, often you get your tokens out, your activation tokens out when you're doing deployment, right? If you want to quickly get those back, you can click the stack button and it'll just grab. Wait, I've clicked the wrong thing. The split button? The shuffle button? I lied. You can't do that. This is me just lying. If I can, I'll edit this out. If I can't, then whatever. So I click the return button, and then I can. That's what the split button's for. If they're stacked up and I need to unstack them, I can click split, and then they come back out, and then stack them again. Every time you stack it, it also does automatically shuffle it, but you can jam on that shuffle button because I know you like to press buttons. It's true, you do. Okay, so I think we've gone over most of the important things. You know how to move, you know how to generate tokens, you know how to activate units, you know how to attack, you know about rolling courtesy, and you know about moving courtesy and allowing people to move a unit to check range. So you're pretty much good. We've ended a round. So that's how you play Star Wars Legion on Tabletop Simulator. I'm Mbweha. You can call me Ben of Team Relentless. I hope you learned a lot in the video. Please don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments or to tag us in the Star Wars Legion Discord if you're over there. If you're not in the Star Wars Legion Discord, it's probably the best place to be if you're looking for games on TTS. So highly recommend that you're there. Don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments. Don't hesitate to contact us on Discord. If you liked the video, please prove it. Subscribe if you're into that sort of thing, and there's also a link in the description for our Patreon if you want to take a look at that as well. Roll well, my friends.